This conference will now be recorded.
As in previous session we have discussed, we can create my data set from different sources. Like when you go to Einstein Analytics Studio, if you click the create button, then you will get the data set options where you have different options like CSV file, Salesforce data, external data, and your data set. So now let's see how I'm going to use CSV file to import my data to Einstein Analytics platform. Okay. For that, let's create a CSV file, and that CSV file will try to load. Okay, so CSV file is the most basic type of data source, you can say. Let me make the note of it. Okay. So data import from CSV file. So as I said, CSV is the most basic type of data source. Basic type of data source. Okay, where I will define my data in the CSV file as a row and column format, and that CSV file will upload in Einstein Analytics platform. Okay, we can directly load CSV file into Einstein Analytics. Okay, uh, and one more thing is that let's see how it's working. Let's create a CSV file. I'll go here and I'll try to create a CSV file. Okay, I'll create a specific CSV file and we'll upload it and we'll see how it's going to happen. Okay, what we'll do, we are going to create a CSV file to load quota amounts for each sales representative. Okay, for each quarter. Okay, so now I'm going to create a CSV file. Let's see, I'll just give the name as employee ID. Then I just some specific fields I'm just going to set. Any CSV file I can load in my system with my data I have in my CSV file, not in Salesforce or anywhere else. Okay, so now I'm just going to create few records. Let's say I just going to set some kind of dates also. Okay, so random dates I'm going to set. Like this, I'll go to create few more records. Let me create, I can have the same record again and again. So you create a CSV file, then that CSV file will upload in Einstein platform. Let's consider I'm taking one more date like let's some amount. Let's employee ID, same employee ID I'm taking again. So the CSV file can be large CSV file, small CSV file, whatever the files you have, you can upload it. That's it already. One more file, I'm going one more date. Usually you will get this CSV file from the sources, but for your learning, you can create this CSV file and you can try to upload and see what is happening. I'll just change the date for our reporting purpose. Okay, so some amounts I'll keep here. Let me copy this for another employee, which is going to be employee 3. We'll upload these 3 employee IDs. We'll see how the data going to looks like. Any random value I'm keeping. Okay, this is my CSV file right now. Okay, what I'm going to do, let me save this file and I'll upload it in my Salesforce. Let's see, I gave the name as dataset from CSV. Okay, this is the file I have right now. Okay, so now I'll upload this file to my dataset. So as I said, once you have prepared your CSV file, then what you can do, you can go to your Einstein Analytics Studio, you click on the create, then click on dataset, then you see the CSV file options. So from here, what you do, click on the CSV file. Let's parallelly, I'll make the note for you. So go to your Analytics Studio. From the studio, you click on create, then select dataset. And once you select dataset, then you will get the option called CSV file. So then select your CSV file. As you select your CSV file, then it will ask file to upload. Then file upload, you do the file upload. See, I can select file or drag it here. I'm going to select the file. So I go to my drive where I have my file stored. From there, we'll see where I'm going to get this. This is my file. Okay, this is my file. Once you upload the file, then you click on the next. Okay, so this is my dataset name. If you want, you can change dataset name. And whenever you are creating a dataset, that moment it will say on which app it's going to be there. As I said in previous session, app nothing but like a report filter. If you remember, when I say app, it's nothing but like a report or dashboard folder where I can control who can view, edit, or manage item within the app. So when you are going to upload the file, what is going to happen? It's going to store in one applications, in one app. Right now, it's automatically picked up my app as a my private app. You can create our own app, and we can set also here. Okay. So let's for now let's keep this under my private app. Okay. Then we'll click on the next. Then what we do, once we upload the file, we upload the file here, click the next. Then we have like create a name and select an app for your dataset. Okay, these are the different options what we have. Once we do this dataset, then click on the next, and we are keeping in the same app. This is my data schema file, from which file I'm going to take it. Okay, you can see the details of the file property what we have detected by the system. It's a UTF-8. Okay, line encoding what, the escape character, is there anything or not, everything. Okay, as a CSV file, you can see delimiter like this. Okay, if you want, you can edit. If you feel it's change, you want to change, you can go and edit also. I'm not doing anything. Simply I click next. Okay. If you see the data set what I have, this is my data set going to be uploaded in my system. You can see here. Okay. So the field attributes are employee ID, field label this, and what is the dimensions. If I go to next one, you can see what is the field attribute, what is the field type, automatically detects all the field label and field types. Okay, it's a measurement type. These are my different fields. So if you have many fields, all the fields will be going to be listed out here. Nothing but if you have many columns, all columns going to be listed out here, and what type of column it is, that you can see in the right side. Okay, so now if you see employee ID, you can see I have required information type and label. If you see date, so see you have field type, date, format, what format we have. Okay, and if you go here, you can see it's a major types, then scale, precision, default value, everything comes up. Okay, so like this we do. Then what you do in the next page, you go and click upload file. Okay, same say simple way, you simply go and click on the upload file. So once you do this upload file, what is going to happen? So now if you see, I go and click on upload file button. Okay, we didn't change anything. Simply we are creating a data set from the CSV file. So that means the data what I have in CSV file, I'm uploading in my Einstein analytics platform. Okay, so now you see this is my data set going to load. So if you want, you can continue this process. It's depending on the CSV file size, it may take a time. So instead of waiting, you can continue our other works. Okay, the progress we can see in data manager. As I said, data manager is the thing where I can monitor. In the previous session I said data manager will help us to monitor my jobs. Okay, if you see, now I can see in data manager there is a job upload dataset from CSV file. Status is successful and uploaded. It took 24 seconds to upload the files. The file whatever I uploaded here, you see the status I can see here. Okay, the job whatever the jobs I have, I can see exactly from here. Okay, so name, status, type, duration, everything. And if you want, you can see, you can sort it out also. If you have multiple jobs are there, you can sort out based on how much duration it took to process. If any messages are there, if any warning or error or anything there, you can see also here, which we discussed here. We can see the data flow name, status, type, start time, duration, and message. You can see all these things here when the job runs. Okay, so now if you see, my one data set got created. So the data set we created, from where we create this data set from my Einstein Analytics Studio, and my data set is already there. Okay, if you see here, once you see, this is my data set we created. If you want, okay, I'll rename this name. Right now also I can rename. I rename this as 2019. Okay, you see this is my API. This is the dataset label I changed. API name I have different here. Okay, let me go. If you want to download this dataset or you want to replace with something else, you can do it from here also. So when this dataset got created, when last modified, when the data got refreshed, and how many rows are there, everything you can see from the Einstein Analytics Studio. If you are in Analytics Studio, okay, if you want to create a data set, you can create from here, or let me refresh it. Okay, all the same things what we're going to do. See, if you expand it, the from the monitor, if you want to expand it, you can see all the information. What happened, how much digest, load, everything happened. If anything failed or not, that also you can see. You go to data tab, you can get my code. Okay, you click this. If you want any recipe create, I'll come to this part. Don't do it right now. Okay, we can do everything from here. Go to data manager, create a data set. Okay, you you do the monitor part here, everything. So simply what we did, we create a data set by going to Analytics Studio, and then we got it. Okay, right now if you go to Analytics Studio, this is my Analytics Studio. Okay, if you see here, whatever the data set we have created, we are creating right now, you can see from here the data sets which created by me. Okay, so now if you want, if you click on this, it will take you to detail page of your analytics, of your new data set what you have. multiple things will be there. How the reporting is going to happen? We're going to the lens part. Okay, so this is nothing but the easiest way to create a data set, nothing but importing the data from CSV file to your external database. Okay, so now what we're going to do here, once once you successfully create the data set by viewing the monitor, if you see the strategy success, then we can see that data set in my analytics studio. Okay, if you go to all items or anywhere, you can see whatever the data sets we have. See in the analytics studio, let me close all this lens part. I'm in analytics studio. If I go to all items, then you can see the option called data set. So what data set I have? I have a data set this one. The moment you click on this data set, what is going to happen? Okay, so this is my complete data set, whatever I have. From this, if you open a data set, it's going to open as a new lens. You can see it's opening as a new lens. Let me close it. Let me show you again. So let's see, I am in my dataset. In this dataset, I go and click on my dataset what I have created. When I open it up, it's opening as a lens. Okay. So you see the by default it's with the horizontal bar chart with the count of number of rows. This chart, horizontal chart I have given with the count of number of rows. Okay, without any grouping or without any filters. See, there is no filter, there is no grouping we set. It's just by default chart set, and we can see the chart set as a count of rows. Okay, so if you there is you can one option you can see the fields. When you open this what is lens? If you not remember, let me show you. When I talk about lens is similar as a report. Okay, where I can have the chart also. From this data set, you just think this is as a report. Nothing but in Einstein analytics, I'm calling it as a lens. Okay, so right now, when you by default open this data set, what we've created, by default, it's a horizontal bar chart with the count of rows, okay, as bar length, okay, without grouping or without any filter. So if you see in the left side, there is an option called fields. If you click the fields, you can see I have and I'll get all the field options whatever you have. Okay, so once you click on the field next to the in this data set name, let me go back again to show you. See, I open this code, it's coming as a new lens. So next to this data set name, I'll get this field. Once you click on the field, then what is going to happen? You see some kind of more options I'm going to get. Okay, so now you see bar length you are going to set based on what? How you want to format as a percentage or anything. Okay, so do you want to add any more measures, sum, count, max, all these things we'll do. So if any measures you want to have, or do you want to create a new formulas? Okay, and what is your bar length you want to set? See, bar length you want to set. Okay, and you see if you have any hidden fields you want to show or not, or do you want to show field API name? Okay, or based on the dates, do you want to date means you have year or quarter, monthly, based on what you want to see. Okay, multiple options, we'll go each in upcoming sessions. Just I'm giving the overview what are the many more things we have. So how you want to measure, so if you want to rename this one, or you want to copy the API name, you want to formatting based on the number or percentage currency, whatever you want, you can do it. Okay, and also you can see what are the charts we have. Let's see, instead of bar chart I want to have a column chart. Okay, see, this is changed. Or I want to have like a pyramid. Okay, or you want like a different charts, what are the options you want? You can, or you want to see as a line. Okay, or you want to see as a combo lines. Okay, different options we have depending on the what type of data we have, we will see. Or in the date and time you want to share the timeline or not. When many more chart options we have, we are going to create all these things in upcoming sessions. Okay, let's stick with our default bar chart. Okay, and you see again formatting. So font size, the title, subtitle, or alignment. Okay, x-axis what you want to set, y-axis what you want to set, everything, and you want to see the history of this chart. Okay, all these things you can do in this right side. Okay, let me close it. and you can save it. For the changes you're doing, you want to save it, or you want to take a like how to present this one. You can see when you present, it's going to display like this. Depending on that, you can set whatever you want. Okay, if anything, you can do whatever you want based on this file. Okay. So what I'm going to take the learning point from this data import from CSV file. So main thing, once you upload file, what's going to happen? The file what you have, it should be in the CSV format, not in Excel on any other format. First point. So by default, the dataset name is same as file name. By default, name is same as file name, but you can change when uploading it, and it's going to be stored in my private app by default. Okay, if you click create dataset button from any app, it's going to happen this way. Dataset name will be the file name, and it will be stored under private app. Okay, but you have options to change it. Okay. So as I said, in Einstein analytics, what is going to happen? There are three field types we have. Okay, one, as I said, dimension. Okay, you saw the dimension, date, and measure. If you see the report we have, whenever we have these fields, we when you're creating this data set, we saw we have dimension, date, and measure kind of fields. See, measure, what type of field? Let me minimize, then you can see the dimension related, date related, and measure related. So there are three field types in Einstein analytics. So one is dimensions, one is date, one is measure. Dimension, nothing but the data which are going to store as a text, and you can perform the string functions. All these things will be stored as a dimension data types. So date data what you have, that is going to store in the date format. Okay, and Einstein analytics will auto split it into year, quarter, month, week, and date. You can see I got multiple options, like when I go to this date, quota year, quota month, everything. So Einstein analytics going to auto split this date into year, quarter, month, week, and date. Automatically it will be splitted. Okay, and we can use them for grouping, filter, and other uses. So these things we can use for the grouping, whatever you want, we can do from here. Okay, so one more data type we have, which is called measure. So what is this measure? So the data which are stored in the form of numbers, that going to be present as a measure, and we can perform any numerical functions. What are the numerical functions supported? That numerical functions on this field type we can use. Okay, so as a takeaway of this session, you just remember we can import the data from CSV file, which will create a data set, and the fields what we have, it will be divided in three different type of field types: dimension, date, and measures. Whatever the number of type of fields, we will have number, decimal, the type of fields we have, that's going to be a measure type, and the numerical functions we can use. And the date type of data what we have, it is going to be date, and date will be auto split into year, quarter, month, week, and date. And the text type of data what we have, it's going to be dimensions, and as we said in this process, how when I'm uploading the data. Okay, all these things. So now next we'll see how I'm going to load my local Salesforce data. As I said, whenever I'm going to create data set, I have multiple sources to do it. We understood as very simple how I'm going to upload a CSV file to my Einstein analytics platform. As you see, I uploaded a file, and it's got created this file here simply. We'll play around on this more, how to do this analysis and how to use different kind of charts. But as a data set to create, the straightforward process: take the CSV file, go to Einstein Analytics Studio, then simply click on the create, click on data set, then simply go to CSV file, then upload the file, what file you want, upload file, then click next, then you see the default name, then applications where you want to be, then you see whatever the different fields we have and whatever the types we have. If you see the types, measure data and dimensions. Okay, if you want you can change, but by default it see understand what data is in this CSV file, it click it, then you can click upload file. If anything you want to change, you can go and edit and change. Okay, the same file upload. Then it comes to Einstein Analytics Studio as a data set. Go to data set which opens a lens, which is nothing but like a report for us. Then we can do many more things here. Okay, in the next session we'll see the more interesting ways to load data into my Einstein Analytics platform. Stay tuned. Thank you.